Good morning. Welcome. It's time for, let's see, how do I turn up this in my ears? There we go. Happy Monday. Welcome. Back in the studio I did a work retreat last week. Morning, Jacob. And it was fun. But I managed to launch Guild Quests. Those went live today. This did not exist this time a week ago. I had to build them. Actually, I'm going to show them to you. Let's see. Actually, yeah, I'll show you mine. Mine's the admin view. Let's get my tabs set up here. All right. Oh, well, that doesn't show my face. There we go. So this is a circle. This is the guild. Now, my sidebar over here on the left doesn't look like yours because I'm an admin. But what went live is quests, side quests, and the quest mission board is live. So if there's a quest you want to register for, just come sign up. I'll put you on the list. We've already got a bunch of people signing up. Which I'm pretty excited about. So like if you join the step streak, this isn't live, but once the quest goes live, everybody that's once the deadline hits, there's a deadline for registration. So once the deadline hits, the doors will close and the quests will be added to everybody that's set up for them. This one's fun. This quest is a course where you'll get prompts every day that'll guide you through. We got the gym hat trick and the spots where you'll report in. So this is going to be fun. This will be fun as a thing to have to do in the guild. I think it's going to bring us together, give us reasons to work on things, communicate. It's going to be fun. And this isn't it. I got one more thing coming. Maybe I'm hoping to have it done this week. But I've been wanting to come up with ways that we can like do things in the guild together, and it was just such a cumbersome thing to do before, but now I don't think it's going to be too cumbersome. Wow, that's really bright. Let me warm that light up a little bit. That's better. I'm going to turn the brightness down. You know, no matter what, this always makes my eyes red when I use the iPhone and I'm well lit. I don't understand why it does that. So let's check in on the chat today. Let's see who we got here. Yeah, I can't wait for the quests too. So the first ones start this week. And we're going to have several. Like I'm just starting with 3, kind of work out the logistics. We'll dial it in as we go. Let's see. Reading your mind. Well, what started this one actually was a post made in the guild where somebody said they've been, actually, was that you? Are you in the guild? I don't know. Where's my guild? Let me see who made that post. I'm not going to show the post. I don't know. I don't think it was you. Morning, Sandy. Morning, Crochet Couch. Morning, Hope. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Sarah. Oh, we got a bunch of good mornings. Good morning. Do me a favor. Tell me in the chat. Tell me about a win. Tell me something you did where you kicked butt this week. But there was a comment in the guild. It says, I feel like I've been at the starting line this whole time. Started last fall paying attention to my hunger cues. It was working. I was noticing a difference. Weight loss was minimal, but it was there. However, that wasn't enough. So last March, I started tracking calories. I started out okay, but only for about 1.5 months. Again, slow, but it was there. However, then that stalled. I really tried to focus on the mindset and feel like I was making headway with that. Even if the pounds weren't coming off, I stopped the calories for now. Time for something different. Okay, got it. Time to focus on some exercise. And after some ups and downs, I got a walking pad. I started doing that literally every day. However, I started to have issues with my ankles, so I backed off a little bit, but kept going. I've been making great strides with my mindset. I haven't given up. I'm still here. I'm still trying. But then last Friday I had a major issue with my ankle. I literally woke up and couldn't walk. Ugh. So doctor's visit and x-rays later, there are calcium deposits in my ankle. Many old injuries over the years. 61 years old. I knew this day would eventually come. I know when I go for doctor's visits, they're going to tell me you need to lose weight. Yeah, no kidding. Like I haven't been trying. I'm dreading these conversations. I do not want the shots or anything like that. I'm not against it for others, but personally, I don't want it for me. I'm looking for help/support to do more than sputter at the starting line. And now with physical limitations, I feel at a loss and I'm very overwhelmed, so I'm reaching out. All right, this is a classic thing. I got to say something a little bit more black and white than I care to do so. So understand, like, I'm saying it in response to this person. If you're not working on your food, you're not on a weight loss journey. If you're not reducing your food intake, you're not actively losing weight. The only way to lose weight is you have to reduce food intake. Yes, you can increase movement, you can do movement, but it's never going to be enough. You got to do food. You have to bring your food intake down. You have to always be doing something that is regulating the amount of food that comes into your system. Lots of ways you can do that. And the challenge is here, person, is this person quit and then pivoted to do something else. One of the things that gets so many of us in weight loss is we pivot when we should double down. You know, in the beginning of the journey, we make a bunch of changes and we start seeing the weight fall off. And then we need to quickly forget that lesson and then just iterate and make little tweaks and adjustments. So it's like right here, I started tracking the calories. It started out okay for about 1.5 months, and then that stalled. And so what tends to happen with a lot of people is they'll start tracking their calories. It'll stall and they'll get frustrated. And you know the answer. The answer is you lower your calories more. But rather than doing that, like, no, maybe I should do something else. This is something a lot of us do. No, the answer is keep going. Keep going. The scale's not going to move every week. You might have to validate your numbers. You might have to go get somebody else to look at them. Oh, I should take my ADHD meds while I'm thinking about it. There we go. So you have to, if you're on a journey, you've got to make sure that you're working on the food. Like, just, there's just no way, no getting around it. So if you're stalled, if it's not working, if you're not working on the food, if you're not doing something that you can point to and explain to another how you're regulating food intake, you're not losing weight. You can't say you're trying. What tends to happen is so many of us will say, like, well, come on, I'm trying to lose weight. It's like, no, you're not. You're trying to just do things that you say lead to weight loss. That does not mean you're losing weight. It's like, well, I'm trying to save money. It's like, how are you trying to save money? Well, I'm earning money. Yeah. Are you saying no to anything to save it? Well, no, but I'm trying. I'm looking for ways to save. It's like, yeah, but have you said no to anything to save money? Well, no, I haven't done that, but it's not like I know I need to save. I'm not trying. Don't tell me I'm not trying. It's like, yeah, but have you saved anything? Well, no, I can't. I have to spend all this money. Right. You have to say no to something to save that money. Well, I'm trying. You hear how this happens? Like, you hear it. For whatever reason with weight loss, we tend to bring a different logic. You know, and this is really, really important. Weight loss always and forever will have a heavy focus on food. More than 50% of the effort will be on food. You have to, and it will be mostly the same thing. Getting yourself to eat less. That's what most of it will be. So just keep that in mind. If you're stalled and you're not currently managing your food and you haven't been managing it for months, that's where you need to start. That's where you got to start. All right, looking here at the chat, let's look and see. So now we gave you all a chance to get some wins in. So Ashley last week got down below 270. Excellent. Down 8.5 pounds in 10 weeks. I love that. Where's my calculator? So 10 divided by 8.5. That's 1.17 pounds a week. That's a solid number. That's a good number. Hit 17,000 steps yesterday. Been a while since that happened. Yeah. Like it. Sarah, told myself last night I walked 5 minutes before bed, and I did. Learning to celebrate every little promise I keep to myself. As well you should. As well you should. Working out every day. I like it. Woke up in the dark 3 times last week and went out and walked, ran anyway. Love it. What other wins we got here? Ooh. Went up the big staircase at Shields without getting winded or babying my leg. Is that Shields like the sporting goods store in Kansas City? Or, well, I think they have one in Iowa. I used to clean those in Kansas City. I used to have that cleaning contract. That was fun. Had my first pickleball lesson yesterday. Felt good to be back on the court. Pickleball's a fun sport. I mean, you could do it in a way where you don't move much, but you could do it in a way where you move a lot. During my stall, I focused on veggies, fiber, and more, and it helped. I guess that is a tweak. Yep, that's it. You had made an adjustment to the food, right? You didn't just throw the whole plan out and start over when you do that. My daily calories also went down per day. Yep. So many people don't want that to be the answer, and I get it. Pains my ears to hear someone say, I want to lose weight, so I'm trying to eat healthy. Yes, exactly. When I work with folks, I tell them, like, don't talk to me about healthy. Don't mention healthy. Don't talk about healthy. Don't say I made the healthy choice. I don't know what that means. I made the healthy choice. Healthy doesn't mean low calorie. Healthy means healthy. Healthy could be very high. You could eat very healthy and still get fat. Like, a lot of people some people don't know that. Like, there are people that don't know. Like, they actually think healthy is what you got to do. Hold on. This center stage thing is driving me nuts. How do I turn it off? Here it is. Go away. Oh, that's better. That center stage is driving me bonkers. Yeah, some people don't know that eating healthy doesn't make a difference. But a lot of people, they do know, and they don't want to focus on the calories. Oh, it's disordered. Oh, I get obsessed with the calories. It's like, yeah, get a little obsessed. Like, we all got fat because we got obsessed with the activities that made us fat. We were so obsessed we wouldn't stop doing them. I got so obsessed with eating, I would literally be so full I was sick, and I'd go get more food because I was obsessed with food. It's weird. Like, people don't seem to have a problem with obsession when it's towards their vice. But when we take it away towards something healthy, it's like, well, no, now I'm getting obsessed. This is disordered. It's like, yeah, you're having a freak out because you can't have your vice. Yeah, I used to do that. How do you think I know this? Saw a new low number and it's breaking my brain. What's that new low number? You going to tell us? In Wichita, Kansas. Okay. Yeah. I thought I knew she recognized Shields. Thought I was in a stall, but then dropped 4 pounds. Hold on, I need to test I'm going to turn that mic down a little bit. There we go. That's better. I'm going to stay right up on it. Hear how that sounds. I'm trying to get better microphone technique, I guess. So, but this question that I was reading earlier about the person that stalled, I thought that would make for an interesting conversation. Now, I'm going to see if my iPad will connect. It was giving me grief this past weekend when I was trying to get it to connect. The studio's not put back together from last week. So I'm in here today. All right, let's see. Is this iPad going to connect? Because I really would like to be able to do my whiteboard. Let's try it. All right. Hey, look at that. It worked. Sweet. Now, where's my face, though? I want to bring my face in. There we go. There we go. Let's zoom that in. Perfect. All right, let's talk about what to do when weight loss stops. What do we do when weight loss stops? So here's the thing that we need to first discuss regarding this. Now, hold on. I want to do a different view. Bear with me one moment while I get this arranged. I want to be tall and I want to be like, yeah. All right, we'll do it like this. Yeah, that works. There we go. Perfect. All right, so what do we do when weight loss stops? So a lot of people, when weight loss stops, they think that they're in a stall. Some of you have maybe even heard of something called starvation mode. Let's talk about these for a second. Just to explain. So starvation mode is it's not what you think it is. Here's something that people will say what starvation mode is. They're saying something like, I am eating too low. Emphasis, they usually focus on the too low part. And so they say, my body, people like to say my body as if somehow their body's special. My body gains weight no matter what I do. I see a post like this or a comment like this on Reddit every week for years. I see it in my comment section. Not as much because most of the people that believe this don't follow me on TikTok. But so many people will say, my body gains weight no matter what I do. So many people say this. And here's the thing to know, that this is just simply not true. It's not true. It is impossible for your body to gain weight if you don't eat at a surplus. You have to consume more calories than you burn over a period of time. That's it. So if we take, let's say, 7 days, just a 7-day period, and let's say you consume an average of 2,900 calories a day. All right. So that's 20,300 calories. And if you only move 17,300 calories, you will gain about 1 pound, which looks like this. This is a pound of body fat. So this is about 3,500 calories is about what it takes to lose a pound of fat. And so if you want to gain weight, that means you must do this. The in must be higher than the out. That's it. If you want to lose weight, then the out needs to be higher than the in. You need to burn more than you consume. So when people say, those of us that figured out how to lose weight, we will often tell you, how do I lose weight? We will say, eat less and move more. That's what many people will say. So again, we have two variables. We have food and we have movement. Food and movement. So the food, we bring it down, and the movement, we bring it up. It's not that complicated. Wherever you're starting, you just take the food that you're eating and you bring it down. And wherever you're starting, you just take the movement you're doing and you bring it up. That's it. So think of it like you have a baseline. So let's say we've got, so in, out. All right, so let's say our baseline for the in is here, and the baseline for the out is here. If this is baseline, if this is what typically happens, so the in is higher than the out, this person will gain weight. So this is a gaining weight formula. Actually, hold on. No, I want that to be, I'm going to do that a different color. Okay. Now, if we just take the in and eat less and take the out and move more, now the out is higher than the in. This person will lose weight. Now, you don't have to just move the out. What some people do is they just lower the food. But when you leave the movement, see how much more I have to lower the food? So here, I'm going to put so this is the line where it's at. So I'll just put this dash here so we know where we got it from. And this dash here. So if I want to lose weight and all I want to do is lower food, I have to lower it well below my movement. You got to lower your food a lot if all you do is lower the food. But if you say, I'm going to also raise my movement, so now I can just lower the food some and then raise the out some. And now this person will lose weight. But what sometimes happens is people don't realize because their body gets smaller, or they don't move as much as they did before, or their body gets in better shape, right? You first start walking, your body's not in shape, but after you walk for a month or two, your body gets in better shape, it doesn't burn the same amount of energy. And so the out slowly creeps down. And of course, we're not paying a ton of attention to the food, and the food slowly creeps up. And now you see what happened? The person's like, wait, I've changed nothing. I started walking every day, I've started eating healthy, and I'm not losing weight. It's like, well, no shit, because you're at maintenance. Your in is even with your out because you had to keep pushing to move more. And then your body gets in better shape and then it doesn't burn as much. So you got to push more. Then your body gets in better shape and then it doesn't burn as many calories. Then you got to push more and then your body gets in better shape and you lose weight, which means your BMR goes down and it's not so hard to move. And you see how like this is always moving around. So the out is this ever-changing variable, but what if you're doing the exact same calories on the food every day? If you're not losing weight, it's because you're not in a deficit. That doesn't mean you lose weight every week. But if it's been 6 weeks and you haven't lost any weight, you're not in much of a deficit. You might be in a super slight one. Like it might be like this. And as you can see, there's not a very big gap here, right? It's not a super big gap. If you're losing weight at a half pound a week, it might take 5 weeks before you notice it. Because the body, here's the thing, I have a unique job that has allowed me to see a lot of different individuals' scale data. I've seen a lot of people's data for the scale. So this bottom here represents time and the up represents weight. What I have seen happens is weight looks like this. Weight looks like this. And this is tricky because you have to catch it on the lowest day so you can see what your lowest number is. So here we'll do this. Put that there. So we can see this was our lowest number. And then we have our highest number right here. But what's interesting is you can see the low number. If you missed this day, you might not have known that you lost a little weight. Not much, because it's natural for the scale to fluctuate all over the place. Even if you eat and move the exact same, the scale does this. Remember, I've seen a lot of individual scale data. So when people are losing weight, it looks like this. This is how weight loss looks. It looks like this. If a person weighs in every day, especially if they weigh in multiple times a day, it will look like this. There will be no exceptions to this. There are no exceptions to this. This is what your weight is doing. Even if you don't look at the scale, even if you don't look, that doesn't change what's happening. All that looking at the scale does is clue you into what's happening. That's all the scale does. You now consciously get to know. But the body was fluctuating anyway. Like it was already fluctuating. And if you're not losing weight Over time, it's because you're not in a deficit. And to get in a deficit, you have to work on the food and the movement. Now, I read a question earlier from a person that's like, well, I can't really do the movement. So my movement's locked down here. Well, here's the bum deal. That means you can only focus on food. If you cannot raise the movement up, all you have is lowering food. That's all you have. And it's sort of the pits when that happens. But there's nothing else you can do. But let's take a look at the other problem that happens with a lot of people with this. I mean, they talk about the starvation mode and why a lot of people struggle with their weight is they're picking calorie numbers that are way too low for the beginning of the journey. And so a person ends up getting completely overwhelmed. So let's just run a few hypotheticals here. So let's say we have a 46-year-old female who is 5'3" and weighs 289 pounds. Okay, we have a 46-year-old, 5'3" female who weighs 289 pounds. And let's say she's just started working and she's getting about 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. So she managed to bring her steps up. She did that before she met with me. I was like, Chris, I need to set my calories. I've already got my steps up. I'm not exercising. I'm not doing anything else. All I've done is steps. Excellent. So we can come here and this person, if they're doing 10,000 steps a day at 289 pounds, that's no joke. So they're light or moderate, but we'll go ahead and do light just to be conservative. And we're going to hit calculate. Look at this. This hypothetical person could eat 2,100 calories a day and lose weight. Crazy, right? This person has to eat over 2,600 calories every day to lose weight. Crazy, right? Let's look at another person. Let's say we have a 39-year-old male who is 5'10" and weighs 290 pounds and is not exercising or taking any steps. Or yeah, we'll leave it at light, right? So they're taking some steps, they're getting a little bit of exercise in. Look at this. Look at that. Look at all these calories. But you know what a lot of people do when they start losing weight? Dudes will slash it to 1,500 and women will slash it to 1,200, which of course is way too low. So you're psychologically hating it. And so we stop. But no, you had the right idea about lowering the calories. You just lowered them too much. Let's do another one. Let's say we have a 53-year-old female. Oh, wait, I made that male 5'19". And we'll do another one. But let's say we have a female who is 5'4" and 290 pounds at 53 years old. Still not 1,200 calories. Look at that. This person could eat 2,100 calories and still lose weight. Let's do another one. If anybody wants, throw your stats here in the chat and I'll run your numbers here on the screen. So let's say we have a 53-year-old male who is 5'8" at 290 pounds. Same thing. Look at this. 2,400 calories to lose weight. Wait, did I do it right this time? Yeah, 2,400 calories to lose weight at 1 pound a week. Because I think the 1 pound a week number is a great number, right? You can always be opportunistic and go below that if you want. But look at that, 2,400 calories. What about if we got somebody that's pretty big? So let's say we've got a 390 pound, 5'8" man. Look at that, 3,000 calories a day. And this person could lose weight. 3,000 calories a day. And this person could lose weight. That's why you don't let MyFitnessPal or Lose It or any other stupid app compute the calories for you. You compute them. You pick them. Because most of these apps are too heavy-handed. They give you a number that is guaranteed to lose weight, but it is miserable and it's not sustainable. 3,000 calories a day, you could do that for a while. Here we go, Crystal. You brought up yours. Let's see, right here. All right, so we've got so you're 5'5", female. I need an age. You got to give me your age, Crystal. And 2'11". And you're taking 7,000 steps. So again, I'm probably going to leave you at light. You might be below that. 34. Okay, thank you. So you're 34. So 34-year-old female, 5'5", 211 pounds. Look at this. 1,780. 1,780. And if you bring those steps up higher than 7,000, You'll just lose more weight. That'll push you. You could leave it the same. Look, so let's say you leave it at 1780. You don't touch it, and all you do is you increase your exercise and your movement. That's it. You still keep eating 1780. Now look what happens. Now 1780 puts you more than a pound a week. Let's say you still keep doing 1780 and you bring the movement up to full-fledged active. Now look, 1780 is even closer to the 2 pounds number, and you never had to lower the food. So awesome. All right, let's do another one. Somebody else brought theirs in here. All right, Fiona, we'll do you. All right, so whoa, what did I just do there? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know my cursor moves. Oh, neat. When I use the scroll wheel, that zooms that in and out. I just learned something today. All right. So, Fiona is 5'9", 202 pounds, 45, female. And you're doing 12,000 steps a day. All right, so if you're doing 12,000 steps a day, it is possible you are moderate or active. It's possible. But just to be ultra conservative, I'm still going to select light. I'm still going to select light. Look at this. 1,700. You're going to have 1,700 calories a day and lose weight still. You're going to have 1,900 calories a day. You will lose weight really slow. Here's the thing. If you did 1,900 calories a day, probably what would happen is you would not notice weight loss except for every 4 to 6 weeks. Every 4 to 6 weeks, it would go down a few pounds because it would be masked by natural body weight fluctuations. All right, let's do another one. Hope, okay? So Hope, we've got 35, female, 5'4", 109. Woo! Wonderland, 196, 12K steps a day. I know enough about you, Hope, that you are definitely moderate. You might even be more, but I'm going to put you at moderate. I just know enough about your situation. But look at this, 1799. Ladies. You do not need to eat 1,200 calories to lose weight if you move. Just so we could see this, Hope, if you were not moving, just so you can see, if you were light, still 1,600. But what if you were also just totally sedentary? Now look at that. Now we're starting to get to some sucky numbers, right? So it makes a big difference. All right, Sandra, we'll keep going. You know what? Let's just keep rolling with this. We got a bunch. So see, Sandra here, you are 5'5", and y'all, you see how easy this is? I would do this all the time on my journey. I would just sit here and just validate my numbers. All right, 61. Now, when you get up into the 60s, your metabolism slows down a noticeable amount. So now that we're up here, you're going to notice a very different number from the 30s. And 227. And you're doing, you didn't say anything about movement, so I'm going to just leave it at sedentary because I don't know what to put. If you update your movement, Sandra, 10K steps. Oh, okay, you updated that later. Okay, so I'm going to put that, we'll put you, again, light, maybe moderate. I don't know enough about your situation, so we're going to say very conservative. But look at this, 1,694. We'll put you at the pound a week number. That's a solid number. And you'll have some days where you don't eat that much. It all evens out. So, excellent. So Sherry asks, what calculator am I using? It's calculator.net is the website I use. So I really enjoy this website. I think it's a great site. I've been using it my entire weight loss journey. And then you can just come down here and go to calorie calculator and it pulls up. They got a whole bunch of other calculators. I don't use them very much, but I use this one. They've got some, for funsies, they've got some financial calculators, which are actually pretty useful to use if you've never used something like this. But let's go back to our calorie calculator. Let's see. Maggie. All right, so we'll do Maggie now. All right, so Maggie is 64. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Supposedly, I got a new keyboard. Supposedly, there's a way where I can just hot swap my keyboard here to this. I'm going to try this. 1 second. How do I do this? So I do 2. No. How do I switch it? 1 second. I want to do this quicker. I'm really enjoying this. If you want to have your stats done, throw them in the chat. We're still doing stats for people, just to give you ballpark. These aren't official numbers. This is just for educational purposes only. Everybody, I am not officially giving you any numbers to do. This is just showing you hypothetical what you would do with a calorie calculator. Is what this is. So, one moment. Let's see. So I selected the keyboard. Easy switch. Here we go. Press the easy switch to switch between paired computers. Okay, I did that. Bluetooth. Do I have to hold it? I have to hold it. Okay. All right. Oh, there we go. I just realized I'm showing you all that. Okay, let's see. Did this work? Oh, it did. Oh, good. Now I can use the keyboard. Okay. So, 64, you are 5'6", and the weight is 226. I don't do decimals for things like this. And if you're doing that many steps, you're definitely moderate. Maybe even active, but again, we're going to go conservative. So if we look here, look at that. Look at that, Maggie. You could be eating 2,000 calories a day. Did I do that right? Let's make sure I did that right. 64. Oh, male. I was like, wait, that seems high. 18. Still. Look at that. That's excellent. All right, let's, who was next? Let's see. I did Maggie. I got to find you up here. My thing scrolled away. Here we go. Yeah, Michelle. Yeah, 1,780 is a great number of calories. If you have some intentionality, you can really make 1,700 work if you're intentional. See, Crystal, yeah, you might be eating too low. And this is so common that people eat too low. They don't have enough energy to go move. So movement is way harder. And then they're miserable because it's not enough calories. It's not a way to live. Yeah, so here's what I would say, Fiona. Don't do ultra conservative, just do conservative. So whatever you think you are, just do one below. Because there are drawbacks to eating too little, like what I was just saying. All right, so Sherry. All right, let's do Sherry here. So Sherry is 51, 5'10", 237, and 8,000 steps. That's probably going to put you at light. Look at that. 1934. People, are you getting the hint here? You don't need to eat 1,300. We have not had a single person yet need to do that. Now, granted, a lot of y'all are crushing your movement, so excellent. All right, so Denny. Oh, this is a good one. Denny's looking to maintain, not to lose. So I like this one. This would be a good changing it up. So 65 years old, male, 5'11", and 178 pounds. I'm not sure your movement. Did you give it to me anywhere else? I don't see your movement, Denny. I'm just gonna assume you're moderate. I think you're pretty active. Because I usually see active on the Zoom calls. But look, I mean, to maintain 2,300 calories a day, and actually at a 5'11", that sounds about right. So that's probably about where it's at. Let's see, Brianna. Oh, 138 pounds. How's that feeling for you, girl? Damn. All right. Let's see. 27 years old, female, 5'2", and 138, 5 exercise, 7,000 to 8,000 steps. You're only taking 7,000 to 8,000 steps a day? Well, I guess you probably have high and low days, don't you? That's probably what you do. All right. You're moderate or light. I don't know how intense your exercise is. I'm going to leave you at moderate. Just because if you're still running like I think you are. But look at that. 1,400. Now you're 5'2". So you're one of the shorter ones we've done so far today. So yeah, this tracks. This makes sense. Joseph. All right, let's see. So Joseph here, we've got 39, who is 6'3", and you are at 274 pounds. And down here, I believe you put 8 to 10,000 steps a day. I'm going to put you at light. You might be moderate, but I think you're light with what you're describing. I don't know what your exercise is like. And again, I'm going conservative here on the internet, but still 2,300 calories. Like I could live a happy life with 2,300 calories. I can make that work. Candace Terrell. All right. This is my wife, Queen. All right. Now I know she's wanting to actually maintain or add muscle mass. So 46, gender is Queen. She is 5'9" and 133 pounds, and you are very active. So you should be eating at least 2,200 calories a day, which I see how she eats. That's probably about right. Maybe even lower than that sometimes. Yeah, actually, wow. Yeah, you can do quite a bit. Oh, wow. Y'all are just you know what? We're just going to grind through these. This is fun. I've never done this before. We're just going to keep grinding through it. So let me get back to where I left off. So Jennifer, 45-year-old female, 7 to 10,000 steps, 5'4", and current weight 228. 710. Yeah, you're probably light. Look at that. So we starting to see the pattern here, everybody. Virtually, so far, nobody has needed to eat in the 1,200 calorie range, and none of the men have needed to do it, right? Like, look at this, y'all. Oh, 20,000 steps a day workout. Yeah, you're solid. 2,300 calories a day will totally work for you, Denny. 1,700 calories a day for me for 1 pound a week. That's doable. Exactly. It's doable. It is totally a doable number. It is not doable for emotional eating. Like emotional eating, that is not enough calories. Your emotional appetite will probably exceed that. But for weight loss and just general hunger, oh, it's awesome. Yes, you are technically correct, Kristen, but we're gonna save a little bit of that. Jacob. All right, here we go. We'll do Jacob. So 327 pounds. And you are a male, 5 foot. Oh no, you're 6 foot. Oh, all right. 6 foot 0 inches, 300 and it's not a mouse. That's right. 350 pounds, 8,000 steps. So light is where I'd put you for that. Look at that. 3,000 calories. 3,000 calories. Karen. Yes, there is. Let me come back to that. Let me see if we get anybody else to do the calories for. All right, I'm going to do 2 more, then I'm going to stop. So we're going to do, because I see 2 more here in the chat, and then I think I'm all caught up. Oh, no, there's a couple more. All right, the last person I'm going to do is Susanna, this one right here. So anybody that posts after this post, I'm going to pivot. If y'all like this, we can do this again. So let's see. So Susanna Livingston. Oh, you had it on here twice. I'll do this one, and then I got one below you. All right, so, I need an age. Did you give me the age further down? Yeah, 40. All right, so you're 40 years old, female, 5 foot, not 7 foot 7, 5 foot 7 inches, and 298 pounds. Okay, and 5 to 7,000, which is lift 3 times. So definitely light. And look at this. Look at that. That's to lose weight. Now, you won't be able to do this way forever, right? So, like, Susanna, let's say you leave nothing, you change nothing, and then you make it all the way down to 250 pounds. Not 150, 250. See, it goes down. So, it does go down with time, but, Crystal, doctor wants me to eat 800 calories a day. Okay, did I do yours already? I'm searching the, Did I do yours already? All right, so you said the doctor, Crystal Walker. Oh, no, you didn't give me yours. Yeah, Crystal, what are your stats? We could take a look at what yours are, for sure. Calorie calculation is 2,300. Wait, so the doctor wants you to eat 8. Yeah, tell me your stats. Let's just run your stats in there just to see what we got. All right, so Denise. Denise is oh no, I'm switching back. This is so cool. I can switch this keyboard between devices. I've never had a keyboard this is my first keyboard that I've had a keyboard that did this. I've just never used it. Come on. Well, it's not connecting. Come on. Connect. Do I have to do that every time? That's going to get old. That's going to get old if I have to do that every time. All right. So let's see. Denise is a 45-year-old female, 5'3". So again, on the 5 foot, once you get below like 5'4", 5'3", everybody, there's a noticeable decline in calories. And once you get below 5 foot, very noticeable. So just know that. All right. So you're 180 pounds and 10K steps, which probably puts you at moderate, probably. So, and based on your size, you're probably wanting to lose, or you could lose. I mean, 180 pounds, you're nowhere near the danger zone. 1,500 calories, at 5'3". We had to get to a 5'3" person before a person gets down to there. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see. What else? Let's see. That was Denise. I'm losing my place down here. All right. You know what? Oh, here we go. Crystal, you gave it to me. I do want to see yours from what you said. So you're 42, female, 290 pounds, 5'7". Did you tell me your activity level? If you know your step count, Crystal, tell me your step count. What are you getting? I'm going to just figure it real quick at light just so we can see. Wow, your doctor wants you at 1,800 calories. See, this is why I don't like doctors for weight loss, y'all, because most doctors aren't trained or have knowledge on how to lose weight. It's like a mechanic telling you how to drive a car. Just because they know how to work on it doesn't mean they know how to drive it, right? They may know how to drive it kind of, but that doesn't mean they're a race car driver. So yeah, if a doctor's wanting you to eat 1,800 calories a day. Now, here's the thing I would say about this. 1,800 calories puts you in between the weight loss and extreme weight loss, which isn't bad. I mean, as you can see, it just puts you on the fast end, the 2 pound a week number. So I would not fault you if you did 1,800. Like if you were a client of mine, you're like, Chris, I'm going to do 1,800, which I've had plenty of clients say they're like, no, I want to go to the 2 pound a week number. I don't talk them out of it, but what I do is I say, you just need to know what you're signing up for. First, you have to get your movement in every day, and you're going to be constantly fighting tired. Like when you're at the 2 pound a week number, exercise and movement will be noticeable. Like you will have tired days where you have to just get some caffeine in your system and drag your ass out the door and go for a walk, and no part of you wants to do it. Like that's just kind of what it takes. But if you bring it closer to 1 pound, you'll notice just that little bit of extra food tends to give you enough energy to be able to actually go do some shit. You're still going to have tired days. You just got enough energy to move. It's this balancing act. If you reduce the food too much, you don't have enough fuel to energize yourself for the exercise and the movement, which will burn calories and also alter your body's physical makeup, which could increase your BMR if you're adding strength training, especially. And you can improve your cardiovascular system and the operation of your body. But if you eat so low, you're so tired, you can't go push yourself. Now, you could lose weight without movement, right, everybody? You could do that, but like, it's hard. Here's the thing, Maggie, I do have a bit of compassion for doctors. I don't think doctors do the best for weight loss, but I do have a bit of compassion for them in that there's a lot of helpless mindset people out there that are struggling with their weight. I see their comments every day. Complete victim mentality and acting powerless and like there's nothing they can do about it. Like this is just so common. And a person, like it is probably their weight causing a problem in their life, and a person doesn't want to admit it. And the doctor's not necessarily trained to fix it, but the doctor's like, but I know this is the problem. And so it's not that they fat shame. I mean, yes, some do, like 100%. But I think it unintentionally comes across as fat shaming. What I think actually it is I think they get frustrated. I think it's just they're frustrated with what's going on with people. Look, I'd be honest if I said I would be lying if I said that it is not sometimes difficult for me. It is in fact sometimes very difficult for me to not get frustrated with a person's mentality. I mean, what I always do though is remind myself of how helpless I felt when I was at my biggest. I mean, when I was not this guy, but when I was, before being this guy, like I felt helpless. I felt powerless. I felt like I couldn't. Well, not this guy. This guy right here in the picture, he felt powerful, even though he hadn't lost any weight yet. Let me see. What other pictures do I have saved? Here we go. So this guy, here we go. No, this guy. This is the better one. This was several months before I began my journey. Weight loss was not at all on my radar. When I was this guy, let me tell you about this guy. This guy got diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome because I made a joke. I never saw a bathroom I didn't take a crap in. Like, I'd go to the bathroom 10 times a day. I mean, it was just nonstop. I mean, it was not unusual for me that by 10 o'clock in the morning, I've gone to the bathroom number 2 like 6 times. It was very, very normal for me to do that. And I got diagnosed with IBS, and they ruled out all the major stuff, Crohn's, E. coli. Wow, I forgot all the others. I had to do all the things. I did an endoscopy, did a colonoscopy, did you did the poop sample that you had to do. They checked everything, and they're like, look, we don't know what it is. They're like, I was on omeprazole twice a day. I had debilitating acid reflux. They had to actually, when they did the endoscopy, they said they take a balloon thing and I had these rings that had formed down my esophagus, and I could feel it. I would eat food and the food would come down and it would get stuck. It would just get stuck, and then it would go down and it'd get stuck. And so they had to stretch these rings out so that the food would go down. And they're like, look, if this may keep happening. They're like, and if you keep having all of this, if Brianna, you're totally right. This is my nephew. I totally need to redo this photo. But the doctor told me that, like, if you don't get this under control, like, this acid reflux, this can lead to throat cancer. Like you need to, or esophageal cancer. I don't remember. They said you need to do it. And they're like, and omeprazole, you don't want to take forever because like that messes with your bones. So, and I'm taking it twice a day. And I'm like, well, what's the problem? And they said, well, it could be your diet. It could be your weight. It could be anything, and they threw that out there. And I was like, nah, it's not my weight. My weight's not the thing. That's not what it is. Right. I've been big for a while. Why am I having the problem now? Something's new. But you know what's interesting? Now that I've lost weight and I eat better, I don't have any irritable bowel syndromes hardly ever. Hardly ever. I haven't taken omeprazole in ages. I get heartburn maybe 2 or 3 times a year. I mean, I used to get heartburn 2 or 3 times a day. I'm not kidding. I had Tums in every bag, and including emergency Tums that lived in every piece of luggage. Because I knew I could not be caught in a hotel in the middle of the night. I traveled a lot for work without Tums. I mean, it would just be a disaster. So just everybody, when you're talking to doctors, the helplessness can really get to you. And for me, it's easier because I once was that. And I can remind myself that I once was also blinded by my own powerlessness in my mind. Now, I think it was Karen asked earlier. Let me see. Let me look here I'm searching the chat. It's so cool I can search the chat. Yeah. Karen asks, is there a calculator to determine protein, fat, and fiber? So here's what's cool. On this website, you can do some other calculators. So they have, let's see, we'll tap fitness and health calculators. So here we can see the fitness and health calculators. They do have a macro one. Here we go. So right here under other, you can see we have macro calculator, carb calculator, protein, fat. They don't have a fiber one. But if we do the macro calculator, so I'll just do myself real quick. So I switched the keyboard off, but that's fine. So I'm a 40-year-old male, 5'10", 172-ish pounds. We'll just leave it there. And my goal is to maintain my weight / recomp. And so the way they do it here, and this is what I think is really interesting to see, is you'll notice we have we have a low fat variant, a low carb variant, a high protein, even a create your own. Macro distribution, there's not one single way to do it. Some of it depends on your goals as well as your philosophy and your approach to it. My philosophy is to be heavy-handed on protein because there's no penalty. There's no harm to your system from having a lot of protein. So you can see here, 212 grams a day. That's probably what I'd shoot for. Yeah, I usually shoot for 190 to 210 grams a day. So this is solidly in there. 282 grams of carbs, 64 grams of fat. Like this is probably what I would do. But my preference is to do high protein. But I want you to point out, see here, sugar, there's still sugar. There's no reason to go sugar-free. You just have to regulate your sugar intake. But let's say I'm doing low fat, right? Let's see, does the sugar change on any of these? No, the sugar stays the same on all of these. So that's interesting. Now, here's another thing I thought I'd point out. So you see on this page, I had been using this macro calculator, or this, not macro calculator. I'm going to do the calorie calculator. So I have been using this calculator for years, and I was well into my journey. Like, I don't know, 9, 10 months. And then finally, for the first time, whatever, I'm like, what else is on this page? And I scrolled down. Have you ever scrolled down on this page? And then read all of this down here? Oh my gosh, there's a ton of incredibly useful information down here. But the biggest thing is, and this is what Kristen Boren was saying earlier about the calories per week, but this is where I learned, is this website about zigzag or calorie cycling. And if you look here, you'll see, like in the weight loss here, see how that's 2,400 calories, but then like here it's 1,800 calories? Because it's calories per week, not calories per day. It's pretty cool to think of, when you realize that. Like, you have even more flexibility than you realize. So at the end of the day, if you're not losing weight, it's because you're not in a calorie deficit. That's it. So your husband suffers from heartburn a lot. Debilitating heartburn for me. Debilitating. It was so bad. So bad. Let's see. Is there a way to make that have higher resolution? No, that just has a terrible resolution. That's just what it does. Okay. Oh, yeah. The sugar content. When I went to Scotland, I noticed that it was very different. Yeah, same thing. I used to get headaches a lot more often. I'm a lot better. Getting off of omeprazole. Yeah. I hardly ever have heartburn anymore. Hardly ever. Haven't bought Tums in years. Yeah, I don't know the last time I bought Tums. Yeah, I used to have car Tums. Yeah, car Tums, desk Tums, office bag Tums, luggage Tums, Tums and everything. Oh, and then this one. Yeah, I totally need to update that picture. I'm going to message my brother. That's my nephew. That would be super, super easy to update that photo. All right, I'm going to wrap up here. We're right at time. So good to see everybody. Hey, all you guildies, good to have you here, of course. Those of you that are not guild members, I want you to know I'm getting ready to open the guild doors. The guild has had an entire refresh and update, and we're just getting started with the new things. Side quests have opened, and I saw that we've got a bunch of y'all here that weren't here earlier. So I do want to quickly just take a moment and showcase what was made, because I'm actually pretty excited about it. Actually, can I do it here on the iPad? If I do it here on the iPad, you can see the iPad experience. Oh crap, can't use my phone. I'm using my phone as a webcam. So the iPad experience is sort of like the phone experience. So for anybody that's watching, but when I come in here, so here is I'll move this over so that way. Oh, why is that doing a weird thing? Oh, I see what it's doing. Do I need to do classic? No, that's not it. Why is that doing that? Oh, it's because I have a zoom. There we go. So here we have the guild in the Circle app, but here we have spaces. So when you're going through spaces now, everybody that's in the guild, it dropped as of this morning. You have the quest hub. So the Quest Hub is where, and again, this doesn't look the best on iPad, but you can get to the Quest mission board and you can find any quests that you would like to join and register for it. This is only for guild members. They are no additional charge. Now, there's another thing coming. I am going to give the sneak peek here. We have something called the Accelerator Hub coming. So accelerators are going to be the new form of programming in the guild, and I'm super stoked about it. The first 2 programs that are scheduled are the calorie tracking on-ramp, which will begin not September 8th. The dates are going to get updated. This was because I was building it behind the scenes and I had to throw some dates in there. This one's not live yet. This one is, though. The 2-week calibration, those dates are real. So Misty in the guild is going to be taking any guild member that would like to go through a 2-week calibration. No charge. This is included in guild membership. You can get to go through that program. So this is not ready to launch yet. I'm hoping that this will be ready to launch this week and that you'll be able to do that. And but anybody that's in the guild, be sure to hop on over to the Quest Hub and take a look at the quests, see if any interest you, register for it. It's going to be a great way to meet other guild members and form some other community. It's going to be super fun. And a lot of them are going to have meetings, and this is going to allow us to start doing meetings at random times, but also times that fit for people. So as an example, for the quest, we're going to have a wrap-up meeting where we say, hey, let's celebrate and talk about the accomplishments of everybody. Because I want as many people to come as possible, whenever we set up a quest, I will send a survey out to all the members and say, please let me know what times work for you, and I will pick meeting times so we can get as many people as possible on a meeting. So those of you that we have all these different time zones, I think this will help me be able to accommodate that, because that has just been something I've been wanting to work on for a long time. To those of you that are not in the guild, as I said, the guild doors are going to be opening again soon. I will be taking you through a class myself, which is what I've been doing to help get you jump started on your journey. And to anybody that's in the guild that's struggling, I'm going to be doing an accelerator that jumpstarts struggling. It's like I've already been on the journey, but I just feel like I've been floundering on the starting line. I'm going to do a program for that as well. And we're doing a whole bunch more support group meetings. We did one this past weekend for the 300 plus pound folks where your journey started above 300 pounds. Even if you've already lost all your weight, but like it was so nice to have you all there. We're going to do a lot more things like this. The guild is just going to become a much more vibrant community. And I'm so excited for this new platform that we're on. So keep an eye out for it. Have a great day, everybody. I will see you in the guild. I'll see you in live streams. Be sure to check out my podcast that dropped last Friday. And if you enjoy this, please be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That definitely helps get this in front of more people. Let's see, is my buttons working? No, they're still not working. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Talk soon.